All right, guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to take a look at the links in the description. You can make a small donation if you'd like through PayPal, or you can subscribe to my Patreon and support me on a monthly subscription if you'd like. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in here. I am starting a little bit early, so if you're not here yet, sorry about that. But I went ahead and I scanned yeah, you should be able to see it right there. I scanned the music with my fingering for the right hand on there. I didn't write down the dynamics. There were a couple of instances where I thought, okay, this is definitely going to have to be a crescendo. But I guess I'll just kind of, talk about them if I can remember. And then I'll get into the second page. There are some fingerings in the second page. That's still a part of the first section. We'll go over that together. And then I'm going to go ahead and start learning the part after that. I didn't look it over at all, so you're going to be seeing me learn it, in real time. All right, so I didn't get much practice. I got about 2 hours since last Thursday, since I turned off the stream last Thursday. So I guess that's 3 hours in total, right? An hour for the stream, and then 2 hours, I think once on Sunday, once on Monday. And then I looked over it briefly for about 10 minutes before I, turn the stream on. So I should be getting a lot more practice. You'll see it, at least you'll hear it be a little bit better than when I turned off the stream last Thursday. But to be honest, not by much. I have a hard time remembering because I don't need to remember because my reading's improved over the years. So it's not sticking as quickly as I would like to, as it used to stick, because I forced myself to memorize it to avoid the reading, right? So, all right, I'm just going to stop talking and get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to play the first part, but I'm going to stop here and there to explain some of the fingering or explain something that maybe I didn't talk about last Thursday, although I don't remember what I talked about last Thursday. I think I was just kind of working it out. Figuring out the puzzle, I guess you could say. So here we go. Estudio number 3, or should I say Estudio número 3. Oops. That's a tie in the bass. Half note tied to a half note. So watch that. That's meant 1, 2, 3, measure 5. My right hand has been fairly inaccurate lately. Admittedly, I haven't been practicing, so I think what it is it's just deterioration of skill. So I have to practice more. Obviously, I mentioned that earlier. But if I don't keep it up, I start to notice it first in my right hand. My fingers aren't accurate with the strings that they're supposed to be playing. So that's what you're hearing. When you're hearing me, missing strings, what you're hearing is a lack of practice. You're hearing a deterioration. Deterioration. I can't speak, but it's breaking down. That was measure 5, by the way. 6, 7. Okay, measure 7 is important in that stretch from the 3rd finger to the 4th finger. That's very, very important that you land that. The dog wants to come inside. Give you 1 second. Hey, come inside. Come on. All right, sorry about that. Okay. All right. Where were we? Measure 7. Yeah, that's an important measure because we play that quite often, actually. So it's A finger first, and then M I at that point. Wash the hammer-ons, make sure they're nice and clean. Wash the squeaks and the shifts right there. Just pointing it out. So let's see. There's definitely you're gonna want to play a crescendo there because you're rising, and then it goes even higher, all the way up to the 12th fret here. So keep that in mind. So back to measure 11. Maybe a bit of rubato, going back to the initial motif. Right. So the measure before that, that would be measure 14. Oh, that's here. That's a possibility. It's not right or wrong if you do it. It's just a matter of preference, matter of interpretation. Oh, I wrote down legato above the notes of measure 13. Because I noticed when I was playing these initially, it sounded like this. As opposed to just make sure that you connect. This is more a reminder for myself, but just make sure that those notes are connected. I'm not sure I'm completely sold on the left hand for measure 13. So measure 13, the last four notes are D, pull off, A, F sharp. And that's four, my left hand. 4, 2, 4. For some reason that doesn't feel right to me. I'm still not sold on what to do. Because this feels natural, 1 to 3. I'm thinking 1 to 3, and then 2, 4. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, let's continue. Measure 15. On measure 16, the E in the bass, on measure 15 I should say, the E in the bass, the half note, is not tied into measure 16 like it is in measures 5 and 6. And I'm wondering if maybe I should let that 6th string ring so it can be played in the similar vein as measure 5 and 6. Because we're going into the same thing. On measure 17, we have the F sharp and bass. Oops. We have that in the bass. I'm sorry, that in the next. That's measure 17, just like in measure 5, 6, measure 7. We're doing the same thing. It's all the same notes. So I'm wondering if that's a typo. It just seems odd that it's not there. The 6th string in the bass, tied into measure 16. So I'm thinking that I think I'm going to end up letting that note ring like in 5 and 6. Sharp, let it ring for the entire measure. Keep it down. And then lift it off when you have to play D on the 2nd string. That's what I would do. Here I went A and M at the end, the last two notes. I'm not sure I'm going to keep that. At a slower pace, that actually feels really comfortable. But I'm noticing that when I speed it up, when I'm playing it faster, It does feel a little strange, so that may change in the near future. But for now, that's what I have written down at the end of measure 18. I'm also playing D with my fourth finger at the end of measure 20. I'm sorry, did I say 18 earlier? I think I meant measure 20. Yeah. So at the end of measure 20, I'm using AM, and I'm thinking that might change as I speed it up because it feels weird the faster I go. And that last note, D, I play that with my fourth finger. This is just A minor. I'm wondering what I should do. My fourth string, when I hammer on that E to F on measure 22, I lift the F off. But when I lift it off, I'm hearing E again. So I'm thinking maybe I should stop that with my thumb. Oops. Thinking that might be what I have to do, but listen for that. You might be noticing the same thing on your end. Maybe it's just me. That was very prominent there. And then into measure 23. Ring finger first, and then IM. Wait, was that all of those? Did I skip one? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Were those the right notes? Yes. Yes. And then 2, I believe I talked about this the last time. I'm using my middle finger and then first finger for the hammer. Once you play these last 2 open notes, open strings at the end of the first page, and you go into the second page, the moment you start playing those open strings, your hand is shifting into the next chord. You don't want to shift. You don't want to play those open strings and then shift. That's just a complete waste of an opportunity. So you want to make sure that you watch my left hand. Shift. You're shifting while you're playing those notes, and then into that next part. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch chords. If you need to see this, if you need to see this page, obviously just pause it and then look at it as often as you need to. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next page here. And there we go. And let's continue here with the fingers for the right hand. This is P-I-M-A. And then M-I-M-I. P-I-M-A. M-I-M-I. So it's the same thing twice. And then there for you. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the chat or put something in the comments after you've watched this video. You know, after you finish watching this video, put something in the comments if you're not watching this live, I guess. And there we have everything for the right hand and a couple of changes for the left hand, but that's basically the first part of the piece worked out for you. So let me all right, yeah, let's do this one more time. I'll play it from beginning to, I'll play this whole section. I'll try not to screw it up, although I will. You know, it's definitely not rehearsed that much. All right, so let's see, back to the beginning actually, so you can follow along. I may have to stop when I change pages. Almost. This is tongue twister for the hands. All right, then go to the next page. And then you have your repeat. Starts over. All right, so there it is. It's coming together. It's not, it could be better. Okay, let's go right to the next part. Now this has two measures. Following the part that I just played, there are two measures. Sorry about the crackling of my knuckles. It's a bad habit. Sometimes I just need to do it. Measure 30 and 31 is just two measures. And they're not a part of any repeat. So you only play them once. And then the repeat begins on measure 32. So let's figure out these two measures. Pretty simple. It's confusing me for some reason. There we go. Okay, looks like we got a bar. We're probably playing a G major. Yep. A. Oh, that's a bit of a stretch. I'm going to write that down just to remind myself that, okay, that's a stretch. It'll help with memorization. And it'll help me, it gives me a heads up. Okay, so let's see. D, B, A. Yep. Oh yeah. This measure might need some solid isolation. Hammer on from third to fourth finger on the fifth to the seventh, from the fifth to the seventh. While your bar's down on the third fret. Alright, just a mental note. Clean or loud. And you'll see them next time I stream this. I'll scan this updated. I'll scan this page again with my updated notes. At G's on the second string. How am I going to play that with the right hand now? That's the big question. This is the same as everything else I've played at this point, just like measure 1. A, M, I, B, I, M, which means, well, I could play. So the question is, do I play the G in the next measure with my index or with my ring finger? Those are my options. Because the last note in the measure, I'm using my middle finger. So I or A. So let's see. Let's try I first. I, M, I, awkward string crossing. One awkward string crossing. If I do A, M, I, A, M, I, awkward string crossing. Either one, you're going to have an awkward string crossing. So I could go A, I, M, I, M, I, but now I have you can have an awkward string crossing regardless. So you can decide how you want to do that. But that's the answer to this portion of the puzzle. So let's see. Let me my dog. Let me see what this sound. Let me see what this feels like with my ring finger. Okay, all right. Let me try it with my index finger first. Index finger actually doesn't feel that bad. Doesn't feel that bad. feel comfortable with both, so I'm just going to leave it blank. I'll practice it, and one will eventually come out as more preferred. But for now, I'm going to leave that alone. So let's continue. Okay, bit of a stretch there. D, C, A, yep. F sharp to A. Okay, that's also going to require a little bit of practice. So I'm going to write clean and loud on this slur as well. From the F sharp to the A. Am I shifting there? I think that's a shift. I think that A on measure 35 is on the second string. Because it could be first string, but it doesn't make sense because then you have to shift to the third string to play D. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I'm going to interpret that. That's a big shift. I'm gonna write that down. Otherwise I might forget. Second string. And then shift. I'm gonna underline that. Okay. I might use my ring finger there. As my first attempt, I should say A, M, I, A, M, I. M, I, M, I. And that is measure 35. Now, you want a bar once you play those last 4 16th notes. Like this. So on 35 we have that shift onto the A of the second string. Open first string. Bar. Now you're ready to play B on the sixth string. Play it in first position. Yes. I do that sometimes to check. Yes. Bar, shift to bar. And then I believe we shift all the way back down. I like that one. Just sounds nice. 4, 2. Back to E minor. go back to measure 32. That's going to take some practice. Oh, that's why. This is measure 35, by the way. This is where I'm hung up. All three of those measures, by the way, P, A, M, I, P, hammer on, I, M, which is just like measure 1. That does sound a little weird. Watch the rest. I played the rest. I don't know if you noticed it, but there was, a very small moment of silence. That's that quarter rest on measure 43, and I'm circling it. So you want to make sure you stop all the strings there. This actually isn't that difficult. It's just I gotta keep playing it over and over and over again so that my fingers know what they're doing. But in terms of right hand, most of it's all the same. A lot of it's all the same. With the exception of measure 35, where I had to sit down and figure it out. But the rest of it's pretty straightforward. So let's do that again. I should write that down. So this is measure 30, 34, 33, A, I, and let me make that A a little bit. Let me at least make it look like an A. Yeah. There we go. All right. Good. Okay. measure 40. Really important that the B in the bass is held for the entire measure. Notice you're using your first finger for that B. And when you play the E on the 4th string, you're using your second finger, which allows you to keep that first finger down on that B. So connect the B in measure 40 in the bass to the B in measure 41. Focusing on the slurs, that's why it's not perfectly in tempo. That's actually pretty simple. It's just a matter of knowing what I'm playing. I might move on. The only problem is I don't think I made a photo of the next part. Yeah, let me see. See, what is this? Oh, it is the next part. Beautiful. Okay. All right, so let's just go ahead and I'm going to play this part one more time, this middle section one more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and start the last 2 staff lines into this 3rd and final part. Okay, so let's see, measure 32. Oops. Excuse me. My spot. $37, I think. Yep. All right. Pretty straightforward. Excuse me. Most of the right hand is just like measure 1. All right, let's just jump right into measure 44. Let's see, we got B on the 4th string. So A's on the 7th fret. So A's on the 9th fret, right? Yeah. 6, 7, 8. So we got a bar here. Why does that sound so wrong? Okay. There we go. And again, same right hand fingering. E, A, M, I. B, hammer on. I, So notice in measure 40, can't see, it's so small. In measure 45, we have B on the 4th string, playing with a 3rd finger, right? It's held as a half note. You gotta let it ring for the whole measure. But that's physically impossible because you need to play E on the 3rd string with the 3rd finger. So it's an illusion, I guess you could say. You're not actually gonna hold that B down. You're gonna lift it to get that E. Right hand's all the same. A. Okay, that's a stretch. From the F to the E, that's a stretch. So I'm going to write that down. It'll help me remember. Stretch. There. So we are here. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now I'm going to play the notes in first position because I'm starting to read the fingers instead of the notes. So I want to double check. F, I'm sorry, A, F sharp, E, C. There we go. Bar on the 4th fret, so I have this. You have to squish your fingers together. This is going to take some practice for sure. Not really. On first glance, it definitely seemed that way. Looks like we have a rise in arpeggios here. We have what's this? E minor? I like it. And then what do we have? Into the 3rd page. You know what? Before I get to the 3rd page, let me run through these 5 measures again. So back to measure 44. So I'm back on measure 44. There we go. What am I doing wrong? There it is. Just double checking my right hand. I was attempting an alternate fingering. I think I'm just going to stick to what I've already been doing. I got to be careful not to lift off my finger in a way that allows me to hear that 4th string open. So I gotta be careful. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna do that again, just so that I don't forget it. Or if I do forget it, I don't forget all of it. Okay, let's see, where was I? Those are the right notes. This is the same thing. I could tell you right away, this portion is going to get your hand really tired. Yeah. Let me continue. Measure 52. Did I change pages? I did not. Oh, sorry. There you go. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. There you go. Yeah, that's good. So let's start at the top of the page. So you have G sharp. See, the fingerings are written down there, and that's kind of what I'm doing already. So P-I-M-A, and then the next group is P-I-M-A, and it's written down there. Measure 54. What am I doing? That's a nice little turnaround. An unexpected set of notes. It gets really tight on this knuckle right here, but I can't pop it. I could pop this one, and I could pop down here, but I can't pop this. So what I do is I just kind of move it left and right. Obviously, you know, doing my best not to break it, right? And it kind of relieves a little bit of that pressure, that uncomfortable feeling. Let's go ahead and start at the top of the page again. measure 60, tells you to hammer on. And then when we do this, when we played this note, this measure earlier, measure 9 to be exact, there is no hammer on there. So I'm thinking one of these is a typo. And if I were to guess, I'd guess the measure without the slur is the one with the typo. It's missing the slur. So I'm going to go ahead and add that now that I have confirmation, a type of confirmation. Is it completely accurate? No. Maybe he wanted you to not play the slur first time and then play the slur the second time. But I'm going to try and make this a little bit more consistent. So I'm going to add that slur back on measure 9. So it's the same way both times it's played. So let's go ahead, measure 60, and let's finish it off because we pretty much got through the rest of it and we're just playing the beginning again. That's measure 61, 62, measure 63 is new. Move this over. I can see it better. Where was I? Let's start on measure 62. Okay, so I'm thinking right hand. What am I going to do? So I'm definitely starting with the ring finger because the last note I'm playing in the previous measure, the last finger I'm using is middle. And I don't want to use index going into the next measure because then I'd have to play the third string with an awkward string crossing. So that D sharp is going to be with the ring finger. That's an A. Even though it's not written in. A, M, I, P, P, P. I'm going to try that. That's just, at first glance, that makes sense to me. So A, M, I, P. I'm going to slur B to A, P into measure 64. So lots of thumb right there. So this is new. I went, starting on measure 65, I'm going A, M, A, M, A, M, I, and then I'm finishing it off with M. So there's your awkward string crossing, unavoidable. And then another new measure. That's easy. A, and then I, M, A. finish off AM. A, M. Yeah. Okay. Pretty cool. What did I do? I don't know. I just read it. Let's see. A, I, M, A, I, M, A, M, I. So those M, I. So measure 669. A, I, M, wait. I'm gonna skip a couple of these notes. But I do know for absolutes, I'm absolutely certain that on measure 70, I'm going to start M, I. So now that I know that, I can work my way backwards. So the last note of measure 69 cannot be an M. Oh. Okay, so I think I figured it out. No, I didn't. Let's try this. I-M-I-A. I-M-I-A. Let's stop for a second. What did I say? I-M-I-A. What's going on through my mind right now? I think I said I-M-I-A. Was trying to ease into that M in measure 70 here. So I don't want to, so it makes the most sense to play the previous note with the ring finger. So I want to set myself to play that ring finger at the end of measure 69. So the previous three notes would be I-M-I into that ring finger, and that's comfortable for me. So I have basically in measure 69, A, I, M, A, I, M, I, A, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, P. Let's try that. M, I, P. M, I, whoops. Whoops. Those are the wrong notes to write it over. So on measure 70, the last three notes, M-I-P. So what's 3-2-4? You see that? 3-2-4? That's going to be M-I-P. M-I-P. And then obviously that sixth string open, that's also going to be your thumb. All right, that's it, really. How much time we got? No, we got about 9 minutes. Let's play this again. Oops. I-M-I-A-M-I-A-M-I-P. And then the final chord. Well, interesting. E-B. Oh. I'm reading it wrong. E, B, G, E. So B, I, M, A. You're just skipping some strings here. Don't play the fourth string. Hopefully you can see it. See that? Yeah, see I'm not playing the fourth string. And then I'm skipping the second string right here. Hopefully you can see that right there. I'm looking at my monitor. Okay. That's kind of... That's why. You're done. All right. Let's just take it from the top of this page. Oh. That's going to be annoying. I'm going to have to figure out, I'm going to have to make sure I don't hear that 4th string open when I lift up that 3rd finger. That's right. No, it's not right. Is that right? Yeah. Those are going to be thumb. So measure 55, the last 3 notes. The A, thumb, G, thumb, and then the last note's a slur, so you don't have to play that with anything. And then into the next measure, 56, obviously thumb there as well. Oh, by the way, that first note in measure 55 is going to be A. Meaning ring finger, it's not an A, it's a B, note-wise. A, P, and then I. And then that's going to be another A. All right, let's see. I'm playing that very inaccurately. I'm so lost right now. That was 61. I don't think I'm playing it the way I'm supposed to be playing it, but I'm going to move on. Wait. All right. Now I just got to play it a bunch of times. And that's it. All right, let me, I'm going to start from the beginning of this section. So that means I'm going to go ahead and switch to the second page. And I'm going to start right at the end of the last 5 measures of the second page. So you have B on the 4th string. by the way, I'm sorry, I'm on measure 54. So if you're following along. Yeah. I could do Let's try that. IPA. 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 I P and then 55. That's going to be A. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to start on measure 53. So P-I-M-A. P-I-M-A again. P-I-M-A again. M-I-P-A. Because I'm going to be playing that slur there, that's going to change the fingers. So measure 60, measure 60. The last two notes, the last two open notes are going to be I-M. Let's see if that works. I-M. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Ignore what I just said. That doesn't matter. Okay, 61. I, slur, A-M-I. So, I. A-M-I, pull off, M-I. Perfect. All right, there's another piece of the puzzle. Beautiful. Okay. And then here you're on the home stretch. That's it. Okay. All right. So that's the hour. I think I'm going to stop here. I'll try my best to get some more practice in. Hopefully more than the 2 hours I did over the past week for this study. And I'll see if I can perform it from beginning to end, depending. Obviously not at, performance ready or concert level, but at least, run through it so you can hear it in its entirety. Obviously, I'm sure you can just look this up yourself too, but again, I'm doing this so that, if anyone wants to learn along with me or you want to see the learning process, you can see how I go about it. I mean, I'm recording it, or I'm streaming it as I'm doing it. And yeah, so there you go. Thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit me up in the chat if you ever have a question or just a simple comment, or put in a comment later on down the road if you have a comment that you if you want to mention something to me after the live stream's done. And of course, if you take a look at the description, there are some links to donations, PayPal, or you can become a Patreon. You can subscribe to my Patreon for a monthly fee. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful Christmas, and I will see you all on Monday. Monday will be the stream for the Bach Prelude, and we'll continue with that. All right? Okay, you guys take care.